Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome to our How to Get Through Christmas with doTERRA webinar. We're very happy to be here sharing it with you. We've got our woolly hats on, so we're right in there with the festive spirit, and Bex has got her Christmas tree up in the background as well. So I'll quickly introduce ourselves to you before we get started. We've got lots to cover today. We've got a great topic, and I don't know about you, but I love Christmas. So I am Emily Mascarino. I'm a mum of 3 boys, and I also teach music classes to babies and children, and I am the founder of Blooming and Glowing, and I am a doTERRA Blue Diamond, and I'm joined by the lovely Rebecca Bowles, who is also a doTERRA Blue Diamond, and we work together within doTERRA. And so we're very, very excited to share our passion of the oils and of some other products with you today. These series of continued education classes are for anybody who already has an account or has been to an introductory class, so you can really dive in and learn more about these amazing oils and the different things that you can do with them and some of the different products. So let's get started. I'm just going to very, very quickly run through the beginning part of the class, as you would have covered this before, just to recap. So an essential oil is the natural aromatic compounds that is extracted from a plant. Essential oils can come from different parts of the plant depending on which oil we're talking about, and they're very, very powerful. They're very concentrated, so just 1 drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea, and as such they are the healing part of the plant, the immune system of the plant, and it means we can use them to help with our own healing and our own health. So our classes are about empowering and inspiring you to learn about the oils and feel confident to use them. Now, doTERRA are the purest essential oils that you can find in the world. Company, they do more testing with their oils than any other company I know of, and they produce what is known as CPTG, which stands for Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade, and this equates to the testing. They do 3 different phases of testing, and within those phases there's 5 different tests with state-of-the-art equipment, so you really can guarantee that you're getting the best purity of oil there is, and as such they're very, very safe, without side effects, and not addictive. Well, they are addictive in one way, but not in the bad way. Now, the other thing that CPTG means is that doTERRA are then sourcing their oils from all over the world, where the plant is growing in its happy, healthy environment. The soil is different, the climate is different, and doTERRA are taking everything into consideration, so they're getting the potency and the therapeutic value of the oils that they need, which means that they work. I've heard people say before, I've tried essential oils, they didn't really work for me, and I'll often say, but what oils are you using? Because if they're not pure and they're not potent, then they're probably not going to work. So this is the doTERRA difference: the CPTG, the testing, the co-impact sourcing, and then another very, very important part that, of this that is so beautiful is because doTERRA are sourcing from all over the world. This means that they are then working with communities all over the world. Over 26 of these communities considered developing, and we are really helping these people to create a lifestyle for themselves. Often these people just want to have the ability to provide for their families, to work. And so in doing this global sourcing effort from all over the world, we're really helping to raise up communities for the people who need it. And I'm very passionate about being part of doTERRA for this reason, as Rebecca is as well. And then from that as well comes some other healing hands work, which is working with different organisations all over the world to give back, and organisations such as Days for Girls, Operation Underground Railroad. I'll touch a little bit on that, a bit later on in the call. But yes, when I hold a bottle of essential oils now, I'm not just thinking about myself and my family, I'm thinking about all the lives all over the world that these bottles are touching, 1 drop at a time. So there's 3 different ways that you can use the doTERRA oils: aromatically, diffusing or inhaling, or over pulse points using yourself as almost a human diffuser. This is a very powerful way to be able to have an influence over your mood and your emotions. You could use a diffuser, as I've said. You could use diffuser necklaces. There's lots of fun you can be having here, creating your own blends. The second way is topically, so this would mean you're applying the oil to the skin. Essential oils can work in a localized fashion, so on the area that you're applying, and also they work in a systemic fashion as well. So 1 drop of essential oil in about 20 minutes will reach every single cell of your body. We do suggest dilution because the oils are powerful, and diluting often means that an essential oil can work even more effectively because it's not going to evaporate. So that's topically. Soles of the feet is a great place to be using an oil topically. And then internally, now this is a way that we would suggest using only doTERRA essential oils because we can guarantee the purity. So this means you can be following the guidelines. This is very important. If you've got started with the oils, we will have suggested our preferred resources to help you to learn about them, and books that we use within our community. So we always suggest following these guidelines and using them as a skeleton as you start to learn and feel comfortable and confident with the oils. So internally, you could be taking an oil in a veggie cap. You know, all the instructions will be in the book and the recipes that you could use for different elements. You could be adding the oils to your drinking water. The citrus oils are a fantastic accompaniment to your water. And you could even be having fun using the oils in your food. And we'll touch a little bit on that a bit later in the webinar. So a quick note on safety. We don't want to be using the essential oils up the nose, directly in the eyes, or directly in the ear canal. As we've said, the oils are very pure, so they are safe, but they're concentrated, so we need to respect them. And we would dilute with a carrier oil, such as doTERRA fractionated coconut oil, in cases of any skin sensitivity, or if you did manage to get an oil in your eyes, which my husband does a lot. It will hurt a little bit, but it won't harm you. Just wipe out with a carrier oil. And follow all the directions on the bottle.
Cool. Thanks so much, Emily, for that recap. That's brilliant. Okay, so moving on to the topic of today, which is the winter wellness. We thought we had to start with the king of oils, frankincense. Very well known at Christmas time, isn't it? And it was a gift to baby Jesus along with myrrh. You probably already know quite a bit about frankincense, so I'm not going to go through everything, but I wanted to put quite a few things on this slide to just make sure that you do know kind of all the things frankincense can do. And this isn't even all of the things it can do. It's one of those essential oils. It's got such a wide chemistry that it can help with so many different things. The main things that I would say at this Christmas season that's going to be really helpful for is to help to calm. It's a very calming oil, and helps with mood lifting as well, and emotional balance, which I think at this time of year, you know, we can get so excited and also, you know, quite overwhelmed as well. So that's something that frankincense can be used for. It can also help with energy and helping us to focus, because again, there's so many things going on. It can be, you know, we can get distracted quite easily. And then, of course, something here that's so important that frankincense can help with is the immune support. And at this time of year, we definitely need help with that. So here's some top uses of frankincense that I thought you might find very handy. So some specific things there with depression. You know, this year is such a wonderful time of year, but actually it's kind of the highest times of depression for people. So that's something there that you can use very practically to help with depression, and very empowering. And as Emily said, you know, essentials, they're safe without any side effects. So you're just going to be doing good. And that's really lovely, knowing that you're just going to be supporting your body in a good way. Mental fatigue. I thought that was a really helpful one, because it's very easy to become mentally fatigued at this time of year as well. So So this is a very mild oil, frankincense. You can apply it neat to your skin because it's very, very gentle. So rubbing into the temples is a really lovely place to help with mental fatigue and calming. So you can really smell it. So the other essential oil that's very Christmassy is, of course, myrrh. Now, myrrh is an essential oil, I don't think we talk about perhaps enough. It's not one of the ones that comes in the 10 core oils that doTERRA do, but it certainly has lots of properties that really are very beneficial, especially at this time of year. So again, it's very good for relaxation and emotional balance as well. It's kind of a pattern here, isn't there, for the Christmas oils. It's also, though, very good for upper respiratory help and support. So especially when you're thinking of things like catarrh or, thick mucus is forming and you just can't get rid of the mucus and you're very congested, and that's quite, common this time of year. Myrrh is an essential oil that can really help to break down and release this mucus. So adding it into a cough blend or putting it in your diffuser is going to be really helpful in that way. Also, really good for the skin. So we do tend to get more dry or chapped skin at this time of year. So adding it into your moisturiser is a really good way of helping to combat dry or chapped skin. And it's also good for digestive support, which is also a plus at this time of year. So something I just wanted to touch on first of all before we go into some other oils and kind of more common ailments that we suffer from in the winter period. I thought it was really important to speak about energy and tiredness as a general, and also, thinking of our health from a baseline perspective. So, when I first heard about doTERRA supplements, I wasn't particularly jumping up and down about them because I wasn't really into supplements, to be honest. I tried to eat as healthy as I could. But I quickly came to realize how much I needed these supplements. I was actually suffering quite badly from fatigue at that time and anxiety as well. And I started taking these supplements and was so impressed, within about 2 weeks, my anxiety had completely gone. And within 6 weeks, my energy really, really started to build until after 3 months, it was completely normal, if you like. So I am such a pro of these supplements. And, I've put here, invest in you. So often, especially if we're mums or dads, we kind of ignore ourselves, don't we? We're always thinking about our children and putting them first, which is lovely. But it's really important to invest in you, especially at this time of year where you're pulled in so many different directions and you've become exhausted so quickly, and then we get sick, and then we're no help to anybody. So really, we need to make ourselves a priority, and I really came to realize this, and that's just what I really want to kind of emphasize here, that if we have a good grounding, then our body's able to fight off these viruses that are coming at us from every angle. So really giving ourselves the best fighting support we can is by feeding ourselves with good nutrients, omega-3s, omega-6s. These supplements contain antioxidants like clove, which is one of the highest antioxidant, and frankincense, which we're going to be taking on a daily basis. So it's not just combating physical ailments, but it's also going to help to give us emotional support as well. So really, this is the base. And yes, it's about investing in you and believing that you're worth it, and really taking that step and investing in you so you can support yourself and the whole family. I've added in Mito2 Max as well, which is basically your energy boost. So I take this alongside the Lifelong Vitality. It's an extra energy boost. It's got the herbs in there that really help to stimulate that mitochondrial production and get that energy maxed that we really do need. So you can take that daily, or you can take it just as kind of a boost. So if you're feeling a bit low in energy, you can just take that to give you that boost of energy you need to help you get through the Christmas period. I've also included the children's supplements on there. so the vitamins and the omegas, because our children need the support at this time of year as well. You know, there's so many viruses, so many different things going around, that if we help to support them at a cellular level as well, then their bodies are going to be given the best help they can to fight off these viruses in the first place. So another thing then for combating tiredness, this is quite common, some oils that we can use as well as the supplements. Peppermint and wild orange is my absolute favourite combination. I have 3 girls, as Emily said, and they often wake up in the night for some reason or the other. So I'm not jumping out of bed in the morning, I have to say. Whereas a drop of peppermint and a drop of wild orange just rub together, and I like to massage it into the back of my neck and shoulders, and then take some really lovely deep breaths, inhaling. Really invigorates me. But also another tip, you can get these vegetable capsules I'll be mentioning a few times throughout my part of the presentation. It's a great way of getting the oils in your body internally, especially if you don't want to taste the oils, because they can be quite strong. And so taking 2 drops each of cinnamon and peppermint in a capsule daily is a really good boost of energy as well. So that's another little tip for you. Okay, so on to boosting the immune system then and combating that flu, all those different types of flus that are going around without having to have a flu vaccination. This is a natural way of doing it. So something I loved when I came into the oils was this fact that essential oils can quite easily pass through our cell membranes. Each of our cells in our body is covered in this membrane, surrounded by a membrane, and essential oils can very easily pass through this membrane because of their lipid structure, but also because they're tiny, tiny molecules. So they can pass through this membrane and they can kill viruses. This is very, very important, because when we go to doctors and when we have that flu that's going around, it's, you know, viral based, the doctors can't do anything for us. So when it comes to viruses, essential oils are the absolute key. And it's so exciting that we actually have something that we can use to fight these viruses and bacterial infections as well. So they help with both. So I've dedicated a whole slide to our Mr. On Guard. I love this blend. It's one of my favourite, probably most used blends in our house. We have it pretty much diffusing every day from like the end of November through to the end of February kind of time. So this season, I'll have it in some shape or form in our house every single day. And it's because it contains those wonderful oils, cinnamon, wild orange, eucalyptus, clove, that are really helping to combat the viruses. So they're able to attack the viruses and bacteria and help to prevent us from getting sick. So a really good way of using this is in the diffuser, because then you can kill any airborne viruses and stop us getting sick. Also, especially if someone is already sick, it helps stop the spread of that virus in the home. But also, you know, On Guard protects us emotionally as well. It's called the protective blend. So it helps to, you know, form a barrier around us and protect us emotionally as well, which is also needed. I like to put this on my children's feet as well, because it's quite a strong oil. So I would recommend diluting it if you're putting it anywhere else on the body. But a drop on the bottom of your children's feet is fine. I generally do that every morning. And I also love the On Guard Plus soft gels. So this is something that doTERRA have done for us so that we can take it without having to taste the oil again, even though I don't mind the taste of On Guard. But this On Guard Plus contains oregano and black pepper and melissa, also eucalyptus and cinnamon and rosemary as well. So other oils that are antiviral. So this really is, I suggest, a must in your home, because as soon as you do feel a bit run down, just take one of these capsules, and it's like an antibiotic. That's how I treat it. So if I'm feeling like something really is coming, you know, on me, then I'll take it about every 4 hours, like an antibiotic. But sometimes just one capsule is enough just to stop me from getting sick. Now with children, obviously young children, you can't get them to take that internally. What you can actually do is just pierce the capsule, the soft gel. It's very easy to pierce, and use some coconut oil first on the bottom of their feet, and then massage this blend into the bottom of their feet. So it's a really extra boost than just the On Guard, if you feel that's kind of needed if they really are getting sick. You could also make up an On Guard spritzer. So just putting some water in a glass spray bottle like this and putting about 10 drops of On Guard and just spray as they leave the home. Just give them a nice little protective blend around them as they go to school. And they'll smell of Christmas too. Everyone will love it. And then, of course, you can use On Guard range for cleaning your teeth. I use the On Guard concentrate for cleaning my dishes, and the soap, the On Guard soap. It's really giving your body the best fighting chance to help stop getting sick. And, you know, when we use the chemicals on our hands, like the chemical soaps or the liquid soaps we use for cleaning our dishes, that, you know, just swarming with chemicals, it's actually depleting our natural defense system. So we really want to use things that are going to boost our natural defenses rather than stripping us. So really, you know, we need to stop using those chemicals in our homes as well. So just to give you a couple of other tips, I do sometimes find last year, for example, I got this virus that was just bigger than big. It was huge. It was a horrible virus, bigger than me, bigger than On Guard Plus. The On Guard Plus wasn't quite getting rid of it. So even though I love it, wasn't quite doing it. So my friend recommended this flu bomb to me, and I started doing this, you know, every 2 hours to begin with, and I reduced it to every 4 hours, and it just knocked my virus and took it out. It was incredible how quickly that happened. So I wanted to share that with you. So generally what I did was 2 drops of frankincense, melaleuca, myrrh, the Christmas one, and oregano, and just put it into a vegetable capsule. So doTERRA sell these veggie capsules that you can see on the PowerPoint screen there. And you can just add these oils into the capsule. It's quite a fun way of doing it, and it's just so effective. Now I put some other oils in brackets because you can play around with this. And rosemary and cinnamon, you know, cinnamon's a very warming oil. So for this time of year, I would suggest adding in a drop of cinnamon as well. Or thyme and lemon are also very effective. So, you know, I've spoken to different people in doTERRA, and everyone has a slight different variation of this flu bomb, but often they include those oils, one of those kind of combinations.
I like to use arbor vitae in my flu bomb, because it's the tree of life and it's got a very powerful immune system. So that's one that I like to add in.
Yes, thank you, Emily. Yeah, arbor vitae is a wonderful oil. And I actually speak about diffusing that before going to bed is a wonderful way of helping with sleep, but also to helping fight infection. Because it is, as Emily said, it comes from the tree of life. So it's very good for boosting your immune system. But also all tree oils are also very anchoring and stabilizing as well, and grounding. So for helping with sleep as well as boosting your immune system, it's a perfect time to kind of diffuse arbor vitae. So yes, I'm certainly a pro of arbor vitae. Thanks, Emily. So on children, there's a recipe there that you can use in a 10 ml roller bottle. That's also taking it to another level than just using the On Guard. So if, you know, there's a really strong virus going around, you might want to just, you know, roll this on the bottom of their feet every now and again. And if they get sick, then roll it on at least morning and evening. And if you can, if they're at home with you, you can do it throughout the day as well. So just quickly then, to skim through some common winter ailments. So we have coughs, which are really persistent, aren't they? And cough's actually one of the, I think, hardest things to get rid of, and sometimes the hardest things to address. But something we found really effective is this remedy here that I've put there, and that can be used on children. You can up the dose slightly for adults, but it's pretty good for adults as well. So rather than just using Breathe, sometimes Breathe on its own is sufficient with some frankincense. But I found for the more persistent coughs, this is a really good remedy to use. And on this note, I had a friend that was recently using these oils to help her little boy with a cough, but she wasn't using these ratios and it wasn't helping. She had a much lower dosage and it just wasn't doing anything. So when I sent her this ratio and this kind of amount of oil, she said pretty much the first couple of applications, it made a massive difference. And then by the next day, it had dramatically improved. So sometimes, you do need to up the dosage. So if something isn't quite working, then just up the dosage, and work with your child and the oils and with yourself to kind of, just gradually increase the dosage. Now, croup is also something that can be, just really horrible this time of year. And, one of the things, cold air is good for croups. If you don't know that, you take your child outside and that really helps to get their breathing going. But with that, we've had some remarkable experiences with just breathe and frankincense. You could also add in the eucalyptus as well. But breathe and frankincense rubbed on their chest and on their back, and definitely in the diffuser at night time as well. So while they're sleeping, it can really help to open up their airways. Now, congestion. This is really good. This lady in doTERRA, I'd never heard of this, but taught us about this human tent. So this is a really good thing to do. So you can create your own human tent with your own clothes and use. So you just get this amount, this rosemary, lime and peppermint diluted, rub it on your chest, rub it on your throat. So kind of cover yourself in it. Then literally get your top, lift it up. Hopefully you're not wearing a tight top. Mine's quite tight today. Lift up and go over your head and just take some really deep breaths. And you're creating this lovely kind of vacuum where you're just breathing in the intensity of the oils. And this really does clean you out. So that's a really good tip. Another thing you could do is to get a mug and put, the lemon, the oregano and the melaleuca and some peppermint into some warm water, not boiling hot, because you don't want to destroy the therapeutic benefits of the oils, but, hot enough to create steam, and then just breathe that in. Be prepared for some quite powerful experience and get ready with your tissues because you will get cleaned out. But that's what you want. So it's good. Scratchy throat, there's one. Dry lips, doTERRA do wonderful lip balms. So I would really recommend their lip balms. They also have a lovely gel called Correct X, which is great for like cuts and grazes, but also I find soothing on lips as well. So that's really good. And then there's some essential oils there to try for cold sores, because I know they can be quite a bother this time of year as well. And I wanted to include this because dry skin and people that suffer from eczema, it's usually like really flares up at the Christmas time. So this is a really good recipe that I made, and it's really lovely, and I got it from Dr. Axe's page. So on that note, you can find so many lovely remedies and DIYs, all over the internet. I mean, doTERRA have their own product blog, which you can go on to, and in their books, which we mention, I think every presentation we've done, is the Modern Essentials and the Essential Life book have some lovely recipes in there for you to kind of make your own things. But I wanted to share this one because I found this particularly effective for eczema and dry skin. So you can see myrrh is mentioned in there as well. So, not a particularly pretty slide, but in terms of avoiding getting sick, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things as well. So we've talked about the lifelong vitality. We've talked about diffusing on guard. That's definitely helps to prevent getting sick. We did touch on natural cleaners. So again, you can look these up online, and we'll do a cleaning presentation in next year sometime. But I've just discovered this really good one for the bathroom and toilet, which is amazing. And it's using Castile soap, water, baking soda, a little bit of vinegar, and then I use On Guard and Melaleuca essential oil in that. And so it's taken me some time, and I know it's a journey, isn't it, and a process, but I have finally got rid of all chemicals in my home. And so that's what I use to clean with now. And I just use tea tree and lemon to clean my kitchen surfaces, again, with some water. And I use the On Guard products to wash my dishes and hand soap I mentioned earlier. So that way we're not stripping ourselves of our natural healing properties ourselves, and we're not killing our good bacteria, which is what a lot of these chemicals do. Now, a drop of lemon in our water every morning is even more essential at this time of year to help get rid of those toxins and kind of reboot your body basically every morning. I do also recommend, on the side note, taking vitamin D, and that comes with potassium, so making vitamin D more absorbable. That's so important this time of year because we don't get a lot of sunshine exposure, and our bodies do need vitamin D. Probiotics as well is something we can do to help prevent getting sick, and doTERRA do some really good probiotics for both adults and children that are microencapsulated, which means they actually get to the gut. And this again is helping to give our body the best fighting chance of getting rid of anything. Aromatic dressing. So there's this lovely lady called Vanessa Ovens who's in doTERRA, and she came up with this aromatic dressing that I started to do, and it makes you feel radiant. So it helps emotionally, but it also helps physically as well to boost your immune system on a daily basis. And it's just taking a moment again for you. So it's investing in you while you're getting before you get the children ready for school and it all goes a bit stressful and manic. Take just a couple of minutes. All you need is 10 mils of coconut oil is what I use. And you can choose whichever oils you want, really. But this is the combination I really like. So putting just 2 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of lavender, and 1 drop of wild orange. And then using this as a moisturizer for your whole body. So before you get dressed in the morning, you start with your feet and then you work your way up your body. And as you're doing it, just kind of send thoughts of gratefulness and gratitude for your parts of your body as well. And it's really quite a lovely, positive, uplifting way to start the day. And I do really feel if you can keep, positive and keep your mind, in a good place, then that really helps prevent you getting sick as well. So that's something else you can do. The other thing, of course, is sleep. I know it's tempting to not sleep very much, and time is so important in December, and we often don't get enough sleep. And perhaps we're eating, rubbish food, heavy foods as well, and we're just kind of eating them on the go or eating them really late at night. So these are things, if you can possibly try not to do, this will make a big difference as well. So trying to avoid carb foods, within 2 hours of going to bed. And try and do this. Try and have a lovely bath. I'm the worst at this, finding time for a bath. It's usually a 10-second shower. But, if you can have some time to have a lovely bath and use some Epsom salts in your bath, and then put, about 4 drops of essential oil of your choosing. Lavender's a lovely calming one, and juniper berry is great for detoxification. Then that's a lovely way to unwind and prepare yourself for a good sleep. And then diffusing before bedtime, that's great. So in the children's room, put that diffuser on about 20 minutes before they're going to bed, to start to create that relaxing atmosphere. And Serenity is a lovely one to do. And as we mentioned, Arbor Vitae already, that's great to add in there. And just on the last thing, vetiver. If you haven't experienced the knockout effects of vetiver, then, this is one to definitely invest in as well. It's great for sleep. It's kind of the powerhouse for sleep. So if you want to have a deeper sleep, it's a lovely kind of rich essential oil. And it's very thick and it comes out like a sap. That's how I would explain it. And just putting a drop on the bottom of your feet at night time just really helps to calm and send you into a deeper sleep. So we can do all those things, then we're going to help to prevent getting sick in the first place.
Lovely. So I am going to discuss now some of the things that we are exposed to at Christmas, some sort of environmental stresses that come with Christmas and all that it brings, and the ways that we can support our bodies through these. So obviously Christmas time is a time of indulgence. We like to eat lots of often rich food that isn't the best for our bodies, but we can do something about about this, and we can help our bodies to digest and to detoxify in many ways. So I've chosen a couple of products here that I think will really help. We have Zengest, formerly known as DigestZen. This is an amazing support for the digestive system. So you can be using this before or after a heavy meal, or in any times of sort of stress on the tummy. So if you've overeaten and you've got some gas or flatulence, if you're constipated, or perhaps the opposite, perhaps you're suffering from diarrhea or IBS, anything like that, then this is going to be your savior. And you can literally apply it to the tummy and massage it around in a circular motion in a clockwise direction. It's quite important, the direction. And also you can take a drop in some water. Now, if you don't like the flavour, you could be using the DigestZen or the Zengest soft gels, which have the essential oil blend in a soft gel. Now, I particularly like the smell and the taste of this oil. It contains anise and fennel and peppermint and caraway seed. But these soft gels are great if you really want to get the blend of oil down to the gut. But also for any acid reflux or indigestion or heartburn, for example, then the Zengest blend is, as I say, your saviour. Another product that I wanted to touch on that is a fantastic product that I don't think we give enough credit to is the Terrazyme. So this is your digestive enzymes that assist in digestion and absorption of your food and your gastrointestinal health. Okay, now unfortunately the enzymes are not always found that we need in the food that we eat and the food that we can consume. And this product can also really help with any food intolerances or the upset tummy. So this is one that you could be taking 3 times a day with your meals, especially if you suffer with any sort of gut issues basically our health of our whole immune system. Often it starts within our gut, and because of these chemicals that we're exposed to these days, these antibacterial hand washes and so on, this can really diminish the properties and the good bacteria within the gut. So we need to be boosting that up, which brings me then to the PB Assist, which is the doTERRA probiotics. Now, these are a fantastic probiotic because they are actually microencapsulated, which means that they're really going to reach the gut and not get destroyed by the gastric juices on the way. They also contain chlorophyll, which acts as a prebiotic, which is like a food for the probiotic, to keep it alive. So this is a really powerful probiotic that doTERRA do, and it contains billions of good strains of probiotic to really boost that gut flora, which is going to boost your immune system. And then we have this Slim and Sassy, which is now known in this country as Smart and Sassy, which is your metabolic blend. So it boosts your metabolism, and actually it's fantastic at warding off those sugar cravings. If you've got lots of tins of Quality Street lying around, you might want to have a Slim and Sassy lying around as well. And this will also support any weight loss goals that you might have when used alongside a healthy diet and exercising as well. So here's a nice combination for a bloated belly. If you've overindulged, you've got 7 drops of DigestZen, 4 drops of lemon, and 4 drops of rosemary in your 10 ml roller bottle, topped up with fractionated coconut oil. And you can then apply it over your tummy. Next one. Okay, what about overindulgence from drinking too heavily? A lot of us like to go out partying over Christmas, and that brings its own issues, of course. So let's look at hangovers. So a couple of different options here. Zendocrine is the detoxification complex, okay? So this is an oil that you could be applying actually onto your body over the area of your liver and massaging in. As we know, when we apply an oil to the skin, topically, it will penetrate through the skin and into the blood system. You could also have a drop or 2 in a glass of water to really detoxify the liver and the body. It supports healthy liver function and the body's internal organs. It's very purifying and detoxifying. Lemon oil, we know, is a very cleansing and detoxifying oil. It flushes out excess estrogens from the body, and this is an oil that we can be drinking every day in our water. I drink lemon oil or my chosen citrus oil in a water bottle like this every day. Remember, you want to be using a stainless steel or a ceramic or a glass container, because these oils are so detoxifying, but by that very nature they will pull out the toxins from plastic, and you don't really want to be drinking those. So if you want to be consuming lemon or any other citrus oils in your water every day, you really need to think about what you're drinking from in the container. Okay, so grapefruit, this is another detoxifying oil. It's a very mentally uplifting oil, and it's refreshing to the body. It helps to ease a stressed body and bring positive feelings of hope and encouragement. So this is another great oil if you're suffering with a hangover. And actually what you could do is apply a drop of these oils into your bath to help to really flush out any toxins from the night before.
Mm-hmm. I also have heard that Digest-Zen, or Zengest now, sorry, is also good, like a drop of Zengest in the morning, if you can face the taste. But that's supposed to be very good as well. Oh, here we go.
And then we've got another hangover cure here. So we've got the Hangover Bomb and another blend as well. So have a look at those. Take a screenshot should you wish. And then we're moving on more now to the emotional side of things, because as Beck said, Christmas is a really lovely time. It's very exciting, but also it can be very stressful emotionally. We've got a lot to deal with. We're often very, very busy. Sometimes it brings feelings up that we don't necessarily think about in other times of the year, low feelings, lonely feelings. So let's think about how we can use the oils to support us in this way. So there's a combination of oils here for you to help with minimizing stress. So you've got doTERRA Serenity, which is the restful blend. You can be diffusing this into the room, applying topically to calm anxiety and just soothing your emotions if you're feeling overwhelmed. Another oil for overwhelm would be Balance, one of my personal favorites. This is very grounding and stabilizing. It contains the tree oils and some florals as well to really ground and uplift. And you can be applying this to pulse points, diffusing, or I have a little glass spray bottle, a bit like what Bex showed you, and we top that up with water and just have that there by the front door if we're out trying to get out of the door in a rush. And it was fascinating because the other day I went out for an afternoon tea with some friends, and it was very, very hot in the room, and we all had our woolies on, which is lovely at this time of the year, but then we go inside, we can feel really hot. And we had a Balance diffuser spritz in a glass bottle, and it just instantly cooled us all down and made us feel so grounded and calm. It was like magic. So Deep Blue is an oil that you can be massaging onto your back or the bottom of your feet, or applying directly to tired joints. Perhaps you've been doing too much Christmas shopping and you're feeling a bit achy or stiff. This is your oil. Lavender is obviously very, very calming, so you can be diffusing this, or if you're having trouble with sleeping, you can have a drop of this in your drinking water before bed. I've had people suffering with terrible, terrible sleep issues. They've had a drop of this in their water and slept for 10 hours and couldn't believe it the next day. Sleep is a massive thing, as Bex said when she spoke more in-depthly about sleep. It really can affect our lives. So this is a great option. And for children, obviously, we can be using it on their pillow, on a soft, cuddly toy, and diffusing. Past tense, for any tension going on, apply it to the back of your neck, across your forehead, or to your temples. It's quite a strong oil, but it instantly relieves that tension. And that tension, it doesn't just have to be muscular aches and pain. It could just be when you feel tense, when you feel stressed. Okay, so here's a wonderful combination of oils that many of you may have in your collection already if you've already got started with the oils. These are some firm favourites. So you've got Balance, Serenity, Citrus Bliss and Elevation, otherwise known as the Mood Management Kit. These oils are some of our favourites, and this is a great kit to be using throughout the festive season to support your mood and your emotions. You can buy this for £96 wholesale if you already have an account, plus P&P on top. Okay, so the next kit that I want to tell you about is the doTERRA Emotional Aromatherapy System. This is a beautiful, beautiful combination of different plant families for every emotional need, and you've got that wheel in there, so you really can pinpoint how you're feeling and trace out to the oils that you need on an emotional level. So you've got motivate, cheer, passion, forgive, console, and peace. So for every different aspect of Christmas, if you need motivating and pepping up and, you know, a bit of extra energy, or you need to feel inspired or creative or passionate about the festive season, or perhaps you're feeling a bit low and need calming down or supporting or just feeling loved, you know, a comfort blanket wrapping around you, you have every oil there to reach for at your fingertips. Okay, so that kit, we would mainly be using those oils topically, or we would be diffusing them. And the good reasons to diffuse, we have touched on this before in our recent emotional aromatherapy class, but the reasons why we are diffusing are, there's a couple of different reasons why. It's to purify the air from the seasonal and environmental threats, so you really can be killing airborne pathogens, but also to change the mood, to promote relaxation, eliminate tension, and support our mental health. And we know that this is science. There's so much science behind this. It's not hocus pocus, everybody. And I love the emotional side of these oils, and certainly these are going to help you through Christmas when used in this way. So if you are into using your diffuser and coming up with your own blend, you can create your own. I actually just like to hold a couple of bottles together, take the lids off and smell them together and see if they work. But if you want a bit of inspiration, we've got some nice winter diffuser blends here for you to try. Take a picture should you wish. And then we've got some other lovely doTERRA Christmas gift ideas. So you can create your own little gifts and presents if you're feeling creative and you have time on your hands. But if you don't, doTERRA have made things easy for us and created some other wonderful gift options that we can share with our family and friends. And let's face it, essential oils make the perfect Christmas present. There's nothing more Christmassy. They're referenced hundreds of times in the Bible. So here are some nice ideas for you. Holiday Peace, up there on the top left. Oh, mine arrived just yesterday morning and I love it. I'm a really big fan of the firs and the tree oils. So that's a beautiful, beautiful blend that I would urge you to try if you haven't already. Then over on the right, you've got Holiday Joy, which is the joyful holiday blend, and it just smells like Christmas should do. You've got cinnamon and you've got some spices and it's so warming. Oh, it's a great combination. And then some other lovely gift ideas here. We've got the bags with the Citrus Bliss and the Mud Mask kit and the Handbag Essentials kit and the Citrus Trio. These are really, really lovely options. And then moving on, we've got the box. My box just arrived yesterday as well, and I've managed to fill it up pretty quickly. I know I said that oils aren't addictive in one way, but they are in another way. But this box just looks so pretty, and it's a lovely thing to have in the house. I'm a big fan of wood and anything natural. And then the little Touch Clutch roller bag is also a lovely option. You can fill it up with 6 of your favorite roller balls to take out and about with you, and it's just really cute. And then also some other nice options is the Family Essentials kit and the Introductory kit. You know, these are firm favourites that we have on offer throughout the year. The Family Essentials kit is a kit that many people, when they're wanting to dive into the oils and wanting to really change their lives and start to really make a conscious decision to eliminate some of those chemicals in your house and in your home, the Family Essentials kit is a kit that people will often start with, and this is a great option. And you can buy this on your wholesale account to give to somebody as a gift if you want to help them to take those first steps. as Bex said, you know, it's not about jumping in and feeling overwhelmed by all the different things that we can do to change our lives. It's about doing one step at a time. So what step can you take today to change your lives and make it better? Just one small thing. How can you change one thing in your household to make it more healthy for you and for your family? So here are some nice homemade Christmas gift ideas for you if you should wish to put your own touch on things and give something really loving and heartfelt to your family or friends or loved ones. So you've got a festive sugar scrub, you've got a lovely Epsom salt bath. I actually made this last year and filled it up in a Kilner jar with a ribbon round the outside, a little homemade message and a wooden spoon. And that's a lovely, lovely gift that's reasonably cheap to do, but it's so special. Aromatherapy, salt dough ornaments and gift tags. This is a lovely thing that you can be doing with your children. They're very, very easy to make, and then you can keep them and hang them on your tree and make your house smell beautiful. And here are some other lovely activities that you can be doing with children. You can be making your own scented potpourri with pine cones or with sliced oranges or with cinnamon sticks, and adding the oils in to really help the potpourri to smell aromatic and have therapeutic qualities for a long period of time to make your house smell like Christmas should. You can make scented bubbles with cinnamon oil or scented Play-Doh for calming or uplifting, depending on what you choose. And this is a lovely recipe section that we've tried. So the healthy ginger biscuits, that's a picture of the ginger biscuits that we made ourselves with my children. So here's a nice recipe that you might want to take a picture of. It's really good and it's a healthy recipe as well. You know, I'm a mum and my children love treats and snacks, but I am really conscious about not wanting them to have too high an intake of sugar, especially at this time of the year. It's not good for them, and sugar suppresses the immune system. So if you're looking for healthier alternatives, you can find them, and this is a great recipe. Spiced apple cider. So you can choose your cider of your choice and add in these oils to make it taste wonderful and give it that therapeutic boost. You can do the same thing with mulled wine, or if you prefer not to have the alcohol, you can make a lovely mulled juice and then add in the oils to that. And it really does taste so warming and wonderful. And again, as I said, you're going to get that therapeutic boost to your immune system as well. Wild orange hot chocolate. We love hot chocolate in our family, and the oils are just the icing on the cake. They just literally make it taste so incredible. So you could do wild orange, but you could also do peppermint or cinnamon or whatever you choose. But it's a lovely, lovely addition. And here are some other wonderful Christmassy oils that you might like to experiment with. doTERRA oils are so versatile, and what we try and encourage with our classes is, you know, giving you that confidence to try things out for yourself and feel what works for you and feel what you're drawn to, because this is also a very powerful instinct that we have ourselves. So, you know, we do want you to jump in and have a go using your resources as a guide and then feeling your way. So these are some lovely, lovely oils that you can be experimenting with yourself. Now, this December, we've got some fantastic offers, and we're very happy to say that for anybody who does a spend of over 200 PV, and those of you that already have accounts, you'll know that PV stands for product volume. It's a little bit like dollars. So for 200 PV, you can actually get yourself a free frankincense oil. And this is for anybody with an account, or even if you don't yet have an account and you want to jump in and start creating a happier and a healthier life by using these oils, then you can get this oil for free. And let me tell you, this is a great offer because doTERRA frankincense is an expensive oil. It's very precious. It's very prized. It's medicinal. It's not just used as a fragrance oil. It's much, much more powerful. And this oil costs over £50 wholesale, over £70 retail. So if you can get it for free, jump in and get it, because the time is now. But you can actually get this offer up to 4 times on each account, okay, which is really exciting. So what I did is I like to buy my Christmas presents for my friends and family. I believe the oils are the best Christmas presents you can give. So I do often do rather big spends at Christmas time on my account. And then that means that I'm set up for frankincense for the whole year, which is brilliant. Until next year, hopefully they'll bring out the offer again. They tend to do it most Decembers, but we're very happy that it's back this December. And then for anybody who is on LRP, which is the Loyalty Reward Point Scheme, which we'll touch on in a minute, the product of the month is Holiday Joy. So you've got a 5ml Holiday Joy, and you've got a lovely clay ornament that you can add your Holiday Joy or your other favourite essential oil to and hang it on your tree. And then this month, your 10% off is myrrh oil, which obviously is another amazing Christmas oil that Bex told us about. So great offers this month. Now, Christmas is a time of giving, so I wanted to wrap up by telling you about 2 beautiful products that you can buy that will really significantly make an impact on other people's lives. And they are the Rose Healing Hand and Body Lotion and the doTERRA Hope Oil. So when you purchase these 2 products, 100% of the profits goes towards the Healing Hands Foundation with doTERRA. And the Healing Hands Foundation does amazing work all over the world, helping and healing and touching lives. But the Hope Oil, I just really wanted to tell you about this one because doTERRA supports an organisation called Operation Underground Railroad, which is an incredible company led by incredible people. And what they are doing is they are going out there and they are rescuing youths and children that are caught up in the sex trafficking industry. And it's shocking how many children, over 30,000 children in America alone, are caught up in this trade. It's hideous, and many in the UK too. So when you buy a bottle of Hope Oil for yourself or for your loved ones, not only is it giving them hope, but it's also helping and giving hope to all the children that are caught up in this horrible thing. So this is a wonderful, wonderful thing that I wanted to share with you. And 100% of the profits from these 2 products are given to the Healing Hands Foundation. Rose oil, you know, you can't buy doTERRA Rose because it's such a precious oil, and also because it takes so much of the plant volume to make 1 5ml bottle of rose oil. Now, we will hopefully be getting the Rose Touch oil at some time next year, but if you want to get your hands on some rose now, then you might want to purchase the rose oil because it has such beautiful therapeutic qualities, and it's very beautifying for the skin and for the emotions as well, and it smells incredible, and you're doing some good when you buy these products. So okay, so I said I'd touch very briefly on LRP. This is for anybody who already has a doTERRA account. This stands for the Loyalty Rewards Points Scheme. So if you're here in the UK, we do have communities all over the world from our tribe, but if you're here in the UK, then this will give you money back off what you buy, and it's a little bit like a Nectar card for those of you here, or Boots card, so you can really save points, and it's an opportunity to get your hand on some free product as well. So when you're on an LRP, the minimum spend is just £1 or 1 PV per month, okay? And you can set up LRP on your account and you can cancel it at any time. There's nothing holding you in, there's no contract. But what you're going to do is you're going to have the ability on spends of over 50 PV a month to earn some free points back. So when you do a spend of over 50 PV, that's considered to be a qualifying month, you'll be able to save back 10% off what you spend in free product points. And once you've done this qualifying spend 3 times, doesn't have to be 3 consecutive months either, you'll then move up to the next bracket, which means you'll save 15%. And then after another 3 times of doing this spend, 20%, then 25%, then up to a maximum of 30% back off what you spend in free product points. And this all mounts up in your little LRP basket. And what you can do is you can be using your points to buy the things that you buy anyway, that you spend your money on anyway, but you can get really lovely doTERRA products instead. So you can get the On Guard toothpaste, or you could get the On Guard laundry detergent or cleaner concentrate. And another great thing about being on the LRP point system is that if you do a spend of over 125 PV, which, let's face it, is quite easy to do at this time of year. If you're buying gifts, you're going to get the free product of the month, which this month, as I said, is Holiday Joy with the free clay diffuser as well. So what I often say to people is, you know, even if you're not on LRP, if you're thinking of doing a fairly big spend, set up LRP on your account. We can help you with that, or you can call customer services and they can help you with it. And you can always cancel next month, but make sure you spend your free points to get your freebies first, because everybody loves a freebie. So that's LRP for anybody who already has their own wholesale account and they've got started with their oils. If you don't yet have an account, then contact the person who invited you along to this training and we can help you to get started.
Lovely. Thanks so much, Emily. I'm just checking to see if there's any questions at all. But I think we've answered them, the ones that came up. So we really hope you've enjoyed our winter wellness presentation, and you can take some tips back with you that you can implement as you're combating the flu and those horrible things that are going around at the moment, and keeping yourself physically and emotionally well. You know, there's so much to offer from the essential oils, as you've seen.
Yes, and absolutely. And so if you are interested, or you've enjoyed our class, or have enjoyed any of our previous classes, and you have friends and family who you think could benefit from the oils, then we are booking in classes at the moment into the new year where we can come and do a class for yourselves. It'll either be us or one of our amazing community, and we can come and bring the oils to you. So if you're interested in being a sharer and perhaps hosting a class, we can offer benefits and some free oily products for you for sharing the oily love as well. And then also, on top of the oils bringing their own wonderful benefits, there is also a fantastic business opportunity with doTERRA. With doTERRA, most people are just customers who love using the oils and benefiting from them themselves. But if you are interested in helping other people on a bigger level, and creating financial abundance and time freedom for yourself and for others, and you want to learn more about this, then get in touch with the person who's either introduced you to this class or who has been guiding you already, and they'll be able to tell you more about how it works. We're both very passionate about the oils, but also about the business side of things as well. And it has really certainly changed our lives. So if you'd like it to change yours as well, let us know and we'll tell you more. So that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's been lovely joining you all.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, have a lovely, lovely Christmas and stay fit and healthy. Thank you. Have a lovely rest of the day.
Bye-bye, everybody. Happy Christmas.